I just find that when you're looking for actual evidence of a place being haunted, it seems like you can find out more using the history of it than you can using any kind of electronic stuff.
The question remains open in terms of whether or not we can ever rehabilitate the Ouija board, so to speak, because it's been so thoroughly trashed and demonized by the media, by Hollywood, and by, frankly, people who haven't got a clue what they're talking about.
They just turned up one day, and I left as soon as I could because I just didn't like them.
Yeah.
I thought Ed Warren was a complete BS specialist. Lorraine was fairly harmless, but I didn't speak to her, so I can't comment. But all I remember was Ed Warren telling me that either he or I could make a lot of money out of the case, and I pointed out that that's not why we were there.
It was the split second I said that, try calling upon the name of Jesus, that slammed down with tremendous force. And one of the girls, her head flew to the side. She'd been slapped on the left side of her head. Lorraine came in and said there was a spirit here, it's Bathsheba, this family's in danger, and they had a private conference with Roger and Carolyn, and that's when they said that Pyro has to leave. So.
But there came a night where, it was after the exorcism actually, where there was screaming. I mean, it woke us up at 5 a.m. It was the worst thing. It was probably the only moment ever that maybe scared me, really scared me. The next thing I knew was I received a phone call from Carol Simpson. NBC came in, and it became the first ever televised paranormal event that was ever taken seriously. But if you look in that YouTube piece, there'll be a dark doorway. You're gonna see a ghost start to come out and go back in.
Wow.
I woke up and I heard the door was open to the room, and I had heard the carpet shuffling, and I looked, and it was a little girl, and I thought it was my sister, and it was a little girl. And she looked at me and she put her finger to her mouth and was like, shh, like kind of like, be quiet.
I was always interested in the news. I mean, I remember, I'm in my mid-40s, I remember watching Walter Cronkite, and that's the way it is. And probably like the only 8-year-old kid that I knew who watched Meet the Press. My mom used to say I would walk around the house with a flashlight saying, I'm Bob Barker.
So you guys, I did some of this stuff for you, so you don't have to.
But you said that you don't regret it, though, right?
No, I don't regret it. It was the most painful thing I've ever done. It was, but then I was willing to go back. You know, I went back for another. I was going to go 5 times. Listen, well, I spent the money and I got a great chapter out of it, at least.
Like when I was a little kid, I'd be confused. I'd come downstairs in the middle of the night and say to my mom and dad things like, I want to go home now. And they'd be like, you are home, what do you mean? And when I was in college, I thought I was insane when I lived in the dorms or in apartments because I had all of these emotions that were related to nothing that was going on in my life. And it wasn't until I moved to a house in the woods off by myself that it stopped and I realized, oh wait, these were other people's things.
And, you know, my goal, in addition to being a psychic medium, is I'm April, I'm a person. And I have a family, and I have a life, and I have a past that I'm trying to figure out. And, you know, if I don't balance myself, my mind, my body, my soul, sometimes I do a really good job. Sometimes I flub it up a lot. But if I don't balance me, I'm not going to be a good intuitive. You know, they don't ever want to talk about, remember that time you stole my money, you hole. They always talk about, you know, they never say that. They always talk about those moments that took our breath away, not the moments that we lost our breath.
She was a really intelligent little girl, and she looked at me and she said, are ghosts real? And I said, yes, ghosts are real, but most all of the time they're not going to hurt you. They're very friendly. And she looked at her mother and she smacked her on the, you know, like on the hip, and she said, see, I told you they were real. But it kind of ended funny because she goes, do ghosts like bananas? And I said, no, I don't think they like bananas. And she goes, that's why they're not eating my bananas. And the mom's like, that's why you have bananas in your closet?
You wake up and you have an overwhelming emotional sense that person has been with you. I firmly believe that they wait on that other side of the veil for opportunities to step in and help us. You know, I dreamed about pancakes. What does that mean?
I've got a ghost report here that shows that sometimes these ghost reports would serve more as filler than actual hardcore news items. This one gets pretty romantic. I'm Tim Prossel, and you've been listening to the audio version of Spectral Edition. I have close to 300 of these ghost reports, all of them authentic articles published in U.S. newspapers between the years of 1865 and 1918.
You should right now see the Ouija board on the table. And so once we get rolling there, I'll switch to that screen.
W-H-O-D-O-N. Oh, they have a lot to say. T.
He also just said what was communicated made perfect sense.
Ah.
He just said that. There you go. Validation.
More importantly, you are okay. She is not only fine but thriving. You would only recognize her spirit, not her struggles. Not that she had, for she had none, but rather the struggles you had. Let them go for your sake, not hers. What do you think should be? Tell them about my book, Jack.
That was what happened.
Jack came in. My cat.
Who's Jack?
My cat. He's writing a book.
Welcome to the Big Seance Podcast. I'm Patrick Keller of BigSeance.com, and this is a place for an open discussion on all things paranormal, but specifically topics like ghosts and hauntings, paranormal research, spirit communication, psychics and mediums, and life after death. So basically, anything that pops up in my paranormal world. The candles are already lit, so you might as well come on in and join the seance.